Lis Russo, and I'm the Culture Strategy Leader here at Gensler in New York City. I'd like to share 5 things that managers and leaders can do to help improve their workplace culture. Number 1, the role of the manager. Evaluate your company's criteria for the role of a manager. Generally, people are promoted into managerial positions because they're good at their practice, not because they're actually good at managing people. Imagine if for any other position, companies promoted and hired people based on their ability to do only half of the job. That sounds mildly illogical, right? So why do companies do that with managers? Evaluate your criteria for the manager role and integrate people management skills into the job requirements. Then, when doing performance evaluations, make sure their people management skills are part of that conversation. Which leads me to my next point. Number 2, performance evaluation. Implement 360 reviews, which is a performance management system where feedback is gathered from an employee's subordinates, their peers, and their supervisors. In doing this, it's critically important to create a system that allows people to be comfortable sharing honest feedback. And you've got to ensure that there are mechanisms to fight against any negative consequences that might come from sharing candid or constructive feedback. If you don't know where to begin, simply asking the question, if given the choice, would you work with this person again? That'll definitely give you an initial read on somebody's performance. After the 360 reviews are all implemented, it is incredibly important to make sure that these performance evaluations are considered when making promotion decisions. If a leader is toxic and they're continuously rewarded for their bad behavior, people will see that, and they'll see that that feedback isn't working, and they'll basically stop giving it, and the whole system will end up not working. So it's really important to see that holistic view and make sure that people are able to give that feedback constructively and freely. Number 3, rewards and recognition. Most companies don't reward or recognize people nearly enough. And employees are human, which means we really like to be recognized for our hard work. It motivates us, it fulfills us. Plus, it helps with positive reinforcement of desired behaviors. In order to make it more of a habit, you can implement tools and systems that encourage people to regularly reward and recognize others. For example, one of our clients we worked with knew the importance of regularly recognizing the team members, but things like bureaucratic processes and a general lack of time discouraged managers from doing so. So to help make it easier, we worked with our client to create what we called a You Did It kit. It was a set of pre-approved ways to reward and recognize team members. And what made this kit special is that it included rewards that targeted both intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. And it also provided different ways to be recognized based on an individual's unique personality. About a year after its implementation, we heard stories from other business units that this kit really did help managers recognize people more frequently. And it led to increased engagement, and employees felt much more appreciated for their hard work. Number 4 is personal connection. Make time to connect with one another as human beings. At its core, an organization is a social structure, and as such, the quality and efficiency of outcomes is fueled by how well people cooperate with each other. High-functioning teams have certain qualities such as deeper trust, they have psychological safety, and they have higher engagement. And these attributes simply cannot be developed in a vacuum devoid of any opportunities for personal relationship building. So you've got to make the space for authentic human connection at work. Also, make sure that your connection building efforts don't require people to give up their personal time, and instead find ways to integrate relationship building into everyday work life. And to avoid some awkwardness, it can help if there's some facilitation around it so that people are more encouraged to break down those uncomfortable barriers and connect more deeply with others. And lastly, number 5, has everything to do with autonomy. Assess whether you're creating space for your team members to have autonomy. And micromanagers, I'm looking at you. Lack of autonomy is one of the most common problems that we see, and it stems from a lack of trust in employees and overly authoritative leadership styles, which ends up creating toxic culture. According to the theory about human motivation called self-determination theory, people need to feel like they have three basic needs met in order to be motivated and to grow. And those needs are one, the need to build competence or the capability in skill areas that are important to them. Two is the need for relatedness, or in other words, connection with other people. And three, you guessed it, the need for autonomy, or a sense of control over their lives. Without autonomy, people are less motivated, they're less engaged, and they simply just check the boxes to make sure that they save themselves a headache at work. According to Gensler's Culture of Innovation research, people that are the most engaged and the most committed to their jobs also report a lot more autonomy at work, which involves things like having the agency to act on a new idea. They also have the empowerment to experiment with new ideas and the ability to spend part of their time, especially their work time, exploring new ideas or initiatives. So those are 5 things that you can do to help improve your workplace culture. I bet you'll see some results if you implement them.